Test, test. Is there any audio? I feel like there should be audio now. I was talking for like 4 minutes before I found out that there was no audio on this. What a start. What a comeback. Let me know if there's any audio on this. Thanks. Sorry, people. Let's look at this again. I was talking about Disney. Excuse me. I was talking about Disney, and today there's a very big decision to be made on Disney as shareholders are looking to battle over the 13 board members in the annual meeting, which is set at 1 p.m. today Eastern time. There's going to be live coverage represented realistically everywhere, but I don't think it's going to be super important to watch it live and see how Disney's choosing its board members realistically. Ever since I guess, when was it? The like October lows, we've seen a very significant rise to the upside. It's kind of split into two different battles, right? There's activist investor Nelson Peltz and his Trian Group that have put forward Peltz and former Disney CFO Jay Rasulo for a pair of seats, and his biggest aim is to accelerate the media company's profitability and clarify Disney's streaming strategy after they've overpaid $71 billion for the 21st Fox for the 21st century Fox in 2019. Also to be reviewed is going to be creative engine at Disney's movie studios and clarifying items like the CEO succession. And we also have Blackwell's Capital is pursuing 3 board seats and raising the prospect to splitting Disney into a standalone public company, as well as objecting to Peltz's plan for the board. As of this morning, we also saw that Disney management was in the driver's seat after its biggest investor looked to back the company's slate. Vanguard also holds about 8% of Disney, 8.3%. It's reportedly voting for Disney nominees, which means that 60% of the votes counted. With more than 60% of the votes counted, Disney's nominees are leading the company's slates from Trian and Blackwell's, though the final result will likely come down to very heavy retail voting presence. Among them is proxy advisory firms. Glass Lewis has backed Disney's direct slate, while ISS has supported Peltz's candidacy. As we've seen in November, adding, well, they're talking about Iger, right? No one's really looking to oust Iger. He's been continuously at the helm for about 2 decades, but adding activist board members would probably serve as a distraction for his recovery plan. Since his return in November as a CEO chair, Disney stock has risen 25% from his return in 2022. And a lot of that gain has come from the end of October when Iger foe Ike Perlmutter gave Trian power over his voting shares, raising Trian's stake to 33 million, and Disney's up about nearly 55% since that. So we'll see how that unfolds. Disney, for me, I still like it. I like it above 126, where we could trade that 140, 150 area. We'll see how this news unfolds and if it's going to be positive or negative for the current movement in Disney. In other news, right, higher and higher, we see that gold futures have been continuously notching a new all-time high hit on Wednesday above $2,300 an ounce, continuing a trend that has been seen most of the past month. Demand has increased despite gains in the US dollar and treasury yields. Safe havens have also been on the spotlight amid concerns of widening conflict in the Middle East, as well as bullish sentiment supported by strong physical demand from central bank and retail investors. So everyone's going to be closely watching Jerome Powell's speech today for further insights into his policy outlook, right? It seems like he's speaking every week. It's also it's an NFP week after a short week, so there could be a little more sideways action. So I didn't plan on redoing the beginning of that talk and whatnot. But let's take a look at the S&P 500 and set up a plan as we're coming into midweek. NFP is coming out pre-market on Friday. I don't think it's going to be necessarily the best opportunity to trade realistically. Just let the dust settle and see what happens from there. As we're seeing things yesterday, we got a fairly significant drop, or sorry, the day before we got a fairly significant drop to the downside. Yesterday, they tried to pick it up on